So this here's from Geo News. It's a throwback. It's an older article, but I've never talked about it. It's called Johnny Depp Daughter Lands into Hot Water Over Nepotism Comments, which means people accuse her of being the daughter of someone very rich and very famous and having it easy. Now, part of me does agree with that. It's not a rule. If you know Sting, the very famous musician, he's got a son who wanted to be a singer, and that never happened. So the parent who's rich and famous can't just wave a magic wand and get them in. You do have to have some skill and some ability. I'd say that's marketable, above average. However, obviously, there's truth to the fact that you've got a huge head start, a foot in the door. How many connections do you have automatically because of your parent? So I can't just say everyone's wrong, they gotta shut up. You have to be a brilliant actor, no matter what. That's not the truth. But I think some people accusing of nepotism, if that's how you say it, aren't completely right either. You do need a certain level of skill. Bob Dylan's son in the band The Wallflowers did okay for a little while, but nothing long term. He didn't just automatically break into music because his father's Bob Dylan. And like I said, in the long run, you can't really say it was a huge success. So there is that. But on the other hand, if he wasn't Bob Dylan's son at all, would he get to where he was, or at least have had that much fame? And same thing for Lily Rose. If she was just a complete nobody, one bedroom apartment actress in California, would she be where she is now? Let's see what we got. Johnny Depp's daughter Lily Rose Depp attracted criticism after she bashed online trolls for calling her a nepotism baby in a recent interview. In a conversation with Ellie, the Voyager's actor said that being a daughter of famed people may get you the job, but you still have to work hard after landing the gig. So she did meet there in the middle and admit it could get you the job. But the thing is, that's really important. Just getting the job is a really important thing. Once you at least get the job, you're about halfway there. Now they've got the eyes on you. You've got a resume piece, and that could possibly bring something good for the future. It's really getting the job in the first place, competing with those millions of other people who want it. That's the problem. It continues. It's weird to me to reduce someone to the idea that they're only there because it's a generational thing. It just doesn't make any sense, she said in the interview, which is also correct. You can't say only because she's Johnny Depp's daughter that she's there, but to say that didn't play a role wouldn't be fair either. However, she somewhat admits that it got her the job. Lily Rose added, if someone's mom or dad is a doctor and then the kid becomes a doctor, you're not going to be like, well, you're only a doctor because your parents are a doctor. It's like, no, I went to medical school and trained. Not the best comparison because obviously to be a doctor, you have to be able to perform on the job, difficult things, difficult study. With an actor, well, you just got to go there, say the lines correctly, do some basic things, but you could be not so good and make it. It could depend on some other factors also. If you're a doctor and you've got to perform a certain operation, you've got to be able to perform it no matter what. If you've got to answer certain questions about an illness, you've got to answer it. It's not like memorizing some lines and doing your best and putting your passion out there. It's a bit different. The actor model's comments did not sit well with social media users as they slammed her for being so out of touch. There's the problem with rich people born into privilege, one user wrote on Twitter. They have literally no perspective on what the average person has to do just to get the resources and opportunities they are born with, which is true also. Just getting to that point of getting the job is really a tough thing. You've also got the issue of, well, let's just say your father is some huge producer, huge actor, and the company that hires you could be thinking, well, maybe if I do this favor for him, he'll do a favor for me. I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. With a nobody, it's not like that. You can't possibly get a benefit from hiring a nobody because they're a nobody. It's just all 100% on their merit. So I gotta say, I don't know, I guess I'm meeting her halfway here. And this is from Pop Crave. They put out the doctor quote. And by the way, it's a good picture of Johnny and Lily Rose there. Just, notice that. And here's the other quote directly from Twitter, and they've got a few more. Why do Nepo babies always deny that privilege? Like, girl, you're rich, your money and status has contributed to your career, and that's okay. Another tweet read. I know we all love good self-made girly story, but Lily Rose Depp is absolutely not that. One user penned as another chimed in, this girl is so out of touch, my god. And I don't think she's so out of touch. She made a bad example, I think, with the medical thing, but she did admit at least it gets your foot in the door. If she was so out of touch, she would say, well, I worked up to you, doesn't matter who my father was. That would have been totally out of touch. So she got some of it right. And they end with these comments here. Lily Rose Depp is complaining about people calling her a nepotism kid when she's 5'2" and walking for Chanel. Laughing my ass off, girl. One user wrote while another tweeted, it's like getting to the last year of medical school and not having to pass the exams. I don't know much about modeling and who they hire, but yeah, I guess traditionally they hire taller models. But these days, they're into all kind of political, body positive type things and showcasing people who aren't the traditional type of models. So, who knows on that? And this person also takes issue with the medical comment. No one in medical school is graduating kids early because their parents are doctors, nepotism actors, have their career handed to them, and we can't deny if their family wasn't famous, they would have had a harder time. It's not a bad thing to admit. I'd say a much, much harder time, if not just not make it at all, like the millions of people out there who don't make it, and only the very small handful do. Anyway, if I had to grade Lily, I'd give her like a D plus on her comments. They weren't completely naive, but I would have said something like, that's true, Johnny's my father, I love him, I learned a lot from him, but that's not what we're talking about. Something like that, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, maybe what you would have said. Thank you to Laura B for sending me this. Once again, it's a throwback, an older article. I've never talked about it here, so I figured I'd cover it. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.